Let me tell you a story. It was a couple of days ago, and our kind of like class teacher got angry at us because me and our three guys from my class we missed one lesson and we kind of just went home. And we didn't say to the teacher that we were going home and we didn't ask for permission. And like, yeah, I was probably the only one who was shouted at the least. Like there was a guy who asked for permission and he didn't get shouted at all. But our two guys, like they got some heavy shit on them. I was the only one who went home, who didn't ask for permission, and who didn't like get fucking brutally shit on by the teacher. Here's some common sense. Everybody wants to win in an argument. This is like, this is fucking bloody universal truth. Like, everybody, when they get into an argument, they want to win it. They want to come out as a winner. And like, it's a questionable, it's already a questionable, like, aspect of our human nature because, like, winning in an argument is very, what do you call it, like personal, because you may think that you win in an argument, but the other person thinks that he won. It's like, imagine like you were in an argument, like imagine any single one of your arguments, and after like a heavy argument with somebody, like you still thought you were the winner, you still thought you were right, except the moments where like where you acknowledge that you were wrong. But like 99% of the time, still after like maybe you got brutally fucking mocked by the other person, no, you still think that you're right. And everybody is like that. Everybody wants to win an argument. And here is like where we can play a very interesting game in our social life. You know what I did to actually get like the least shit on in this situation that I told you at the start of the video? From the start of it, I acknowledged that I did a fucking mistake when I didn't ask for permission of the teacher to go away home. I acknowledged it, and I acknowledged it with like empathy, and like acknowledged it sincerely. Maybe not like, of course, I still think that like I did the right thing, but of course, like I played kind of this like social mask game where it seemed like I was actually pity about it. It played wonders for me. It's like it's not an ego fulfilling thing to do because most of the guys in this situation, they would start arguing, they would start shouting loud, they would start like just fucking yelling at the teacher, and of course they would get nowhere. They would get like the consequences and all this stuff, and of course they would like get as fucking losers out of this situation. But by not fulfilling your ego, you're kind of like in a weird way you're actually fulfilling it more, because in the situation where I could have like screamed loudly at the teacher and I would get like fucking bad, like bad is the wrong word here, horrible consequences. I actually acknowledged what I did wrong and I got the least fucking consequence. This is how I did it. People love when you acknowledge your mistakes. This is something that I've learned through kind of like my social life. And in the last year in 2023, I read some books on social skills, and this was the universal truth of all of them. And it is that you should acknowledge your mistakes. This is something that nobody does. Everybody's fucking cocky and arrogant these days. Like they want to win arguments. And this is like, this is, as I said, this is just fucking, I don't know, probably a law of human nature. But if you can defy this law and do something which 99% of the people won't do, and it is to actually acknowledge your mistake sincerely, not just whilst having this fucking arrogant tone whilst you're speaking. No, do it actually with this mask, whereas you feel the other person feels like you're doing it honestly and sincerely. And this is a fucking powerful game right here, because Of course, our ego is going to tell that no, the other person is wrong and we are right. And yeah, you can quiet down your ego and to actually make the situation better. You can acknowledge your mistakes sincerely. This is some fucking like, I wish you would ingrain this in your mind. Because this is some like shit that honestly, if I didn't implement this law, this is something that I've learned from the book How to Influence and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If I didn't learn this law, I honestly think that yes, I would be here probably, but my social life would be much different. It would be shit. This is not like, like when you search for some social skills advice on the internet, the usual advice is just, oh, just make the other person talk more. And this is like the only thing you need to do. And yes, letting the other person talk more is fucking necessary. But acknowledging your mistakes, this is something that is hard to do. If you think that it is just one and done thing that you watch this video and like you implement it, probably you implemented the mindset. Okay, that's great. But it's fucking hard, I tell you. When you get into a situation where there is some injustice on like your side, you're being the one who is mistreated, you're going to be pissed off. You're going to be like fucking yelling and screaming. And of course, you need to adjust to the situation. If you're going against some fucking like real tyrant, you kind of like need to, what do you call it? Think critically right here. All of the social game skills are like there. You need to think critically sometimes. But in 99.9% of the situation, this method will work if you think that it will be easy to deal with injustice by actually acknowledging your mistakes, your there is something that tells me that you're not going to succeed. So have this humility, have this mindset that yes, probably in 99 out of 100 situations, I'm still going to be pissed and I'm still going to be yelling. But in this one situation, I'm actually going to acknowledge my mistakes sincerely. And then progressively overload until in like, I don't know, 95 of those 100 situations you acknowledge your mistakes sincerely, and like yeah, there are five are just like the circumstances may be different. This is the fucking $1 million social skills advice. Nobody talks about it on the internet. Everybody talks about like the fucking universal laws that, oh, make the other person talk about their interest. Like it is some great advice, honestly. But there is something more to social skills. Acknowledging your mistakes sincerely is probably one of the most important social laws that you can learn. And so I hope this will help you. And see you in the next one.